Secretary, Ministry of Parliamentary Affairs, Additional Secretary, Legislative Assemblies and Councils of States and Union Territories, supporting staff. I am very happy that today, on this third national conference on the National e-Vidhan application is being organized here in Delhi, and the attendance is quite encouraging. I'm told few of them could not make it, but substantially the representation from all the states and union territories are being made here. This shows you are very serious about the importance of National e-Vidhan application. It is actually soul of our democracy. And the vision of Honorable Prime Minister to successfully make Digital India a campaign to empower every individual Indian is extremely important, and it is incumbent upon us to ensure that we begin from our domain. We all know that our system, the Indian democracy, is basically parliamentary democracy. When we talk about parliamentary democracy, it is the people who decide their own future. People govern themselves through their elected representatives. Basically, people are the master of their own life, their own thinking. So, a robust legislative process is extremely important to ensure that the parliamentary democracy is successful. आप सबको तो अच्छा से इसका ज्ञान है कि हम लोग अक्सर तीन स्तंभ का बात करते हैं, न्यायपालिका, विधायिका, कार्यपालिका. So the three main pillars of Indian democracy, the legislature, the executive and the judiciary, we are seeing a kind of a competition. You must be aware that the first major digital process started in executive. I don't want to undermine our own effort, but the process of Digital India in governance started in the executive. The Honorable Prime Minister launched Digital India campaign at a very early stage of his first term in 2014. So in every ministry, I have been minister from the day one. The digital process in every ministry started at the very beginning of our government. And then when I was law minister, we have seen the successful journey of digitalizing the Indian judiciary. So 7,000 crore was for the first time allocated to the judiciary, right from Supreme Court to the subordinate courts, to make sure the entire judicial process is digitalized. Then the live telecast of some of the high courts started. And today, the Indian judiciary is one of the most robust judiciary in the world. Although the pending cases are also growing, more than 5 crore pending cases in the courts, but the solution is also coming forth in a fast manner. Now, what is the status of legislature? The report, what I have seen, is quite encouraging. So, I am told that now 28 states and UTs have entered into MOU with the Ministry of Parliamentary Affairs. Some of the observations and suggestions also have come from some of the honorable speakers. Last time in Delhi Assembly, when the conference on the occasion of the birth anniversary of Vittalbhai Patel was held, the first speaker, elected speaker of Indian Parliament, all the speakers had attended that event. So I had told that time to all the honorable speakers that we really need to come together under one platform. Different legislatures may have some of different customs, different procedures, but the rule is same. You can't have different rule in Jammu Kashmir and another set of rules in Tamil Nadu while framing the legislation and the process to be followed in various subordinate legislative process. So the officers who are present here today are the backbone of India's legislature. You are the people who ensure that the legislative process is very much as per rule, as per the guided process, the procedures. But you remain in the back room. Who sit on the chair? The honorable speakers. Who speak? The ministers, the members. But who are the people who guide them? Is the people who are sitting here on this beautiful seminar hall, in this central hall. This is one of the main hall in the Parliament complex, where we normally have our all-party meeting also, and we have our different parliamentary committee meeting here. So this main committee room is very important. So sitting here and talking about the legislative process is very appropriate. So you are the people who are actually the key people. The leadership role you play will determine how much successfully we take forward this idea of one nation, one application mooted by Honorable Prime Minister Modi ji. And this NeVA is one of the most important flagship program of Digital India. That is why I have mentioned about the most important pillar, the legislature, to be fully robust. And I will not go into the details because you are going to present your case, share your experiences, and also both our learned secretary and additional secretary have already mentioned. But some of the points I am encouraged is, one case is the Delhi Assembly. Delhi Assembly, of course, the Honorable Speaker just made a remark. We entered into MOU and within 90 days, they executed and they had gone live. It is one of the fastest implementation amongst all the states. Of course, Bihar Legislative Council was the first legislative to go live on NeVA platform in the year 2021. And followed by, in July 2023, Tripura, which became the 10th house to go on board on NeVA. And I'm also proud to say that one by one, every assembly and council is fully geared up to get on board in this platform. And as today we gather here to review this journey, after this inaugural session, I think you are going to have a very intense reviewing of the entire process. I am heartening to see the increasing adoption of NeVA by some of the states where I thought it would take time. And this shows the commitment of all our legislatures. NeVA is more than just a digital tool. It is a sign of modern digital India. We must, as I said, ensure that we are on the same platform. As I mentioned earlier, some of the practices may differ because I have seen some of the speakers have different style of entering into the chair. There are some procession. We in the Parliament of India, we have a functioning style, carrying the symbol on the first day of the first session of the year, Rashtrapati ji addresses both the houses of parliament, then both the chair takes the position and follows certain norms. So every assembly has its own different practices and precedents. But the rules, the basic fundamental of the rule making is same. That is why we will have to come on board together. It cannot be that the Uttarakhand Assembly will adopt one kind of system in legislative process and the another legislature adopts another way of the process to make laws. We must come together and we must share it. So once we are on the same platform, we are on board NeVA, then we will practically be doing the things together. You know, today the greatest challenge is to win the trust of the people. That is why I am mentioning this point to you. About the e-Vidhan, about the entire process, you are well versed, so I need not throw any extra lights on that. And later on, you can share your experiences also. But what I would like to stress is, if we can show that the Indian legislative process is one of the finest, one of the best practiced, then that will be the key to success of Indian democracy. Today, every institution is coming under intense scrutiny. Because in digital world, you can't escape. How you are framing the law, every citizen has right to know the process. Forget about the right to information. It's gone much beyond. Everything is live. People want to see what is going on live. Even Supreme Court of India has gone live on constitutional hearings. So the process of legislation has also to be in a way go live. People should know what is going on, how the laws are framed. Otherwise, आप तो बैकग्राउंड में रहते हैं, लोगों को पता ही नहीं कानून बन गया, बनाया कैसे है. लोग सोचते हैं कि भाषण दे दे कानून बन गया. भाषण देने के बाद जो मेहनत करना पड़ता है ऑफिसर्स को. And the Ministry of Law and Justice, there's a department called Legislative Department. मैं तो लॉ मिनिस्टर रहा हूं, तो वहां वो बैकग्राउंड में कितना काम करता है, वो गुमनाम, उसको कोई पहचानता नहीं है. During budget, along with the officials of the finance ministry, the legislative department officials are also locked up in a room. They can't meet the persons of their family. So some of the people are working so hard day and night in the background, people don't know. Like that, the officers in the legislative assemblies and the parliament, so much of hard work they carry out from the background, people don't know them. लोग तो सरकार को, members of parliament, members of assembly, members of council, they think that they are the people who speak and frame law. Of course, they are the elected representative of the people, but the background, that is extremely important because that is the backbone. So if we fail in legislative process, in a way it will also lead to failing in democracy. इसलिए आई एम श्योर आपको ज्यादा पाठ पढ़ाने का जरूरत नहीं है. आप लोग तो most of the officers here are very senior officials. You are extremely well versed with the system. I am only coming here to migrate from this paper work, from this conventional style to the modern process. वही है. It is just a migration from our conventional way of functioning to the new digital world of what we say digital India. यही है. इसलिए I am not going to give you any special lecture on the process and the system. वो ज़्यादा बोलना जरूर नहीं क्योंकि you know more than what I can be speaking. But I am just sensitizing on the way in which we all have to come together as a team. That is the key thing. Or when I took over as the Ministry of Parliamentary Affairs, I was already briefed that many of the assemblies have really gone forward and there must be stiff competition. वो तो होना चाहिए. Competitive federalism means there should be competition within amongst different assemblies also. ऐसा नहीं लेकिन which assembly can pass more bill without discussion, ये वाला competition नहीं. How robust you are there in the process of the legislation. So when we say we are the parliamentary democracy, we are basically people sitting behind in the entire process of legislation are the backbone. That is why I had made a small remark about how this digital India has actually gone into the four corner of our system. I had spoken to the various stakeholders from the private people also. They are extremely encouraged by the Digital India campaign launched by the government of India. So the three pillars of Indian democracy and the entire system which we have in India, we all are going digital. Now, when the entire country goes digital, you can imagine the output. Now, 140 crore plus population. Each person takes one step means we are taking 140 crore steps. In a similar fashion, all the union territories and states, we come together, we will empower this national e-Vidhan application, the whole campaign. And I'm sure at the end of the day, today maybe after the function, I will seek a brief report from our secretary and the additional secretary. Okay, what is the outcome of the whole effort in the last 1 year? मैं एक अपडेट लेना चाहूँगा ताकि हमको भी एहसास होगा कि हमारा जो असेंबलीज है, लेजिस्लेटिव काउंसिल से वो कितने आगे बढ़े हैं. फिर हमारा पार्लियामेंट में क्या हुआ है इसका भी आप शेयर कर सकते हैं. लोकसभा राज्यसभा में किस तरीके से हम काम कर रहे हैं, सो दैट वी कैन शेयर आवर एक्सपीरियंसेस ऑल्सो. कभी कभी हमारा जो एमपीज है, मैंने खुद देखा है, some of the MPs are extremely well versed with the system. When I came to Parliament, I used to get up at 6 o'clock because I have to be there in the table office, in the notice office by 6:40, 6:50, because 7 o'clock the notice office opens, then I have to give my application. अब 0 hour में मेरा application डालना है. If the 50-60 MPs submit the notice, you will get maybe first 6, first 7. So the person who submits the first gets the first chance automatically by being the first person to serve the notice. So इस तरह का we used to struggle. Then the process जानने के लिए as a sitting MP, I used to struggle. Process के लिए गुमनाम में कभी-कभी कहाँ है, किसके पास है, कौन सा टेबल पे. It used to be so difficult. So I used to tell now the new MPs, you are lucky. The moment you are elected, first 7 days, you are well versed with the system. Everything is available in your laptop, in your palm top, mobile में सब available है. चलते चलते what is going on in Parliament, you are connected. The legislative process is completely transparent. So the time has changed so fast in last 25 years. So that is how the MLAs and the MLCs must be experiencing in their respective house. तो ये सारा change हम जो देखा है, so the pace of change is becoming faster. जो 10 साल में change होते थे, अभी 6 महीनों में change हो जाता है. It's a compounding effect because of the entire technology. तो ये तो हम सब experience कर रहे हैं. That is why I want to know कि in last 1 year, what has been the transformation, what has been the change in each assembly and council? ये भी थोड़ा पूछ लीजिएगा. What are the new innovative things which some of the assemblies and councils must have adopted? तो share करना चाहिए. If there are certain things I feel we must adopt in the Parliament of India, we must. हम लोग सब एक ही टीम है. Parliament and all the assemblies and councils, we are one team. ये हम तो अलग तो है नहीं, एक ही विधान में हम चल रहे हैं. So that is why the basic idea of one nation, one application is this, that we function as one unit. इसलिए मैं बहुत ही खुश हूं कि आज ये कार्यक्रम यहाँ रखा है. और वापस आप लोग जाने के बाद अपना अपना असेंबली, अपना अपना काउंसिल में जो आप लागू करेंगे, तो मैं मानता हूं कि बाय I can't say about the timeline, but next time whenever we meet, everything should have been 100%. उसमें कोई छूट गया है ऐसा नजर नहीं आएगा, ये मेरा उम्मीद है. आफ्टर ऑल पॉलिटिक्स में जो होता है, हमारे देश का खूबसूरत ये है कि डिफरेंट स्टेट्स, डिफरेंट पार्टी, डिफरेंट गवर्नमेंट, बट ऑफिसर्स, द सिस्टम वो तो एक है, उसमें कोई अलग तो है नहीं. तो आप अपना सिस्टम लागू करने में अपने अपने जो चेयर हैं, स्पीकर हैं, सबसे बातचीत करके नेक्स्ट मीटिंग व्हेनेवर वी हैव, आई विश वी मस्ट कंप्लीट द entire the mission, the objectives what we had set for, and we would celebrate 100% success of the national e-Vidhan application, this whole campaign, this mission. Thank you very much. Namaskar.